This is the Peugeot 208, and Peugeot, well, the 200 series has been around for a long time. We've had the 206, 207, 208, you know, it's been an evolution as it goes along. But this one, for the first time since I started doing this, I can actually say a car has gotten smaller, whereas everything else evolves and gets bigger. So things that were in the B segment could nearly be in the C segment by the time you start testing them, because they're huge. This has actually gotten smaller in every direction, but it's actually gotten bigger on the inside, and the boot has gotten a little bit bigger as well. Now, Peugeot have done a very cunning thing. I don't know why anyone else hasn't thought of this. What they've done basically is they made a small sporty steering wheel. So they put a small wheel in here, and it's very good. I mean, it's brilliant. It's small. It feels sporty. It feels pointy. But instead of putting the dials behind the steering wheel, they've put them above the steering wheel. They're up there. And I don't know why anyone else hasn't thought of that. Why haven't more people thought of that? That's brilliant. Honestly, that's where they should be, up there. Because they're just out of my eye line. I can actually see, I'm looking straight out the window and I can see the speed over here. It's not a heads-up display, it's just the way the dials are. They're in the right place. Now this one is the 1.6 diesel. And it's been a revelation. It's for a small car, it's a very, very stable, very brilliant cruiser, savagely economical, a brilliant cruiser. Now there's a 1.6 petrol, which we won't be getting. There's a 1 litre, a 1.2 litre petrol. There's a 1.6 litre diesel and 1.4 litre diesel. So there's quite a selection of engines. My choice is this 1.6 diesel. I do quite like it. Like I say, I have no idea of prices yet. They're not announced. This isn't going on sale until summertime. So I don't know where that's going to fit in as we go along. But I love it. I think this little diesel engine is brilliant. This is a touchscreen radio. Now mine has sat-nav here. Sat-nav is going to be an option in Ireland, but I have sat-nav on that one. But you will get the touchscreen radio on all of the different models of the cars, no matter what happens. You'll get that. And the touchscreen radio, it works. It's pretty good. I do wish there were, I suppose, stabby, as I call them, controls somewhere around the place to change channel on the radio, rather than having to kind of scroll through and find a channel that you're looking for. Handling is brilliant on the little 208. It's quite easy to turn it in. It's very nippy when you push your foot down. Obviously, because it's a 1.6 diesel, I have lots of torque. I think it's 92 brake horsepower. And what Peugeot have actually done is reinvent the B segment, and that's a big step. That's a big difference. Big difference, where everybody else is getting a bit bigger when it comes to the B segment. Well, it comes to bloody all segments, to be honest with you. It's the B segment as well. Everyone else gets their cars and makes them a little bit bigger. Peugeot have made theirs a little bit smaller. And that makes a big difference in the handling stakes, because the car corners brilliantly. Now in this one as well, I actually have this big, massive sunroof that extends the whole length of the car. Don't know, I doubt it very much. I'd say that's going to be on the very top spec one only, or maybe even just an option. Now as you can see, I'm in a sort of urban and town environment. Now yesterday I got the great pleasure of driving this car out onto the motorway, and it was brilliant. For a small car, it feels much bigger than it is. It really does. It drives much bigger than it is too. And that's important in the B segment, because the B segment is a massive segment when it comes to car sales. Huge segment. Very important in Ireland, because it's the hatchback segment, and we like hatchbacks in Ireland. Same as the UK, they like hatchbacks. This is a new player into that segment, because this, instead of doing the usual crack of making the car a little bit bigger and a little bit more expensive and a little bit more toys, they haven't. They've stripped it back to the sort of bare bones and didn't make it bigger. They've made it smaller. And, crucially, that little diesel engine is brilliant. You can turn in, it's crisp, it's really, look at that, look at the handling. It's very good. I really like this car. This little car is, it reinvents for me what the B segment was all about, which was the small, compact hatchback car. That's what the segment was about. And this brings it back to that again, and that's very important. Instead of making things bigger and altered, and some of the manufacturers get their cars so big that they're nearly in a bloody C segment. It's just massive. Now, the only complaints I would have about the entire car is the A-pillars are bloody massive. They're massive. And of course, I'm in the left-hand drive one, which means that I can see nothing when I'm turning left. You hear that little whizzy engine under it? That's brilliant. For a diesel, it's absolutely superb. Really is, and the handling is just crisp. This is brilliant because this is going back to what these little cars were all about, which was to have a little handling car. It didn't have to be fast, it had to handle very well. That was the whole point of the bloody B segment. But you could still put people in the back and stuff in the boot. And that was the real point of the B segment. It's like a little rocket. It's really good, really, really good to be back into a small B segment car, because Peugeot kind of, well, I suppose they invented this bloody segment. When it started out in first, they had 11 competitors as competition for their Peugeot 206. Now there's a lot of competition, and I mean, of course, you have the Yaris, you have the Ford Fiesta, you have, you know, there's a lot. There's the kings of this segment are Ford and kind of Toyota as well, I suppose. So that is the Peugeot 208. It is a really good. It's great to get back into a car that's. Oh, there's start-stop as well. It's great to get back into a car that's kind of gotten smaller rather than gotten bigger, and that's pretty important for me. Look out for it. It'll be in Ireland this coming summer. It's worth the wait. Honest to God, there's lots of stuff in it. I do hope, if they get the pricing right, you're looking at the king of the segment again. This is the Peugeot 208, and Peugeot, well, the 200 series has been around for a long time. We've had the 206,